So you're beginning to understand that law of attraction is a real thing, and you're wanting to know how to attract more of what you want.
Hmm.
Okay, a really great thing to do that's super easy, and it gets easier the longer you spend time doing it, is to look for things that you appreciate. By appreciating, first of all, it's the highest vibration that you can achieve. Not to say that it ends there, it just, because appreciation is like a becoming and becoming, but like it is a high, it is the same vibration as your inner being. So when you look around and you say I appreciate, you're looking to feel the feeling of appreciation. And as you focus in that way, looking for things to appreciate, you will feel good. And the longer you do it for, because with anything you focus on, there's a momentum that builds. The more you do it, let's say you do it for a few minutes in a row, you're going to have thoughts come to you because you're going to achieve this feeling of appreciation, which is alignment. And when you get to that feeling place, the thoughts actually come to you. And so that's a really great like vibration to be sending out to the universe, because you're essentially saying, I feel good, I love what I have, I love the things out there, and anything that you give attention to, you're going to get back. So definitely appreciation is pretty easy too. But you'll get into a role when you do it a little bit more often and for longer periods of time. I like to do 15 minutes at a time, and that's a daily practice for me. And that rocks my world. Super easy.
What if I have trouble finding some things to be appreciative about?
Um, well, that is a good question. Like, I guess I would ask, why do you think you have trouble finding things to appreciate?
Well, I just feel like, everything's going bad for me, and it's hard to think of anything right now that I'm thankful for.
Okay, well, in that case, what that means is you already have some momentum underway, and it's, whatever you've been thinking about has not been feeling good to you, and therefore you've been attracting more things like it. And then thinking about those, and on it goes. Everything can be kind of like a loop or a vicious circle, if you will. So, in that case, first of all, I would tell myself, you know what, I am doing good, and I'm just figuring this out, and I don't have to get it perfect because everything good's coming to me, and just kind of try to soften it just in general. And a process that would be good for someone to learn who's attracting things they don't want and having a hard time finding anything to appreciate is they're going to want to learn how to quiet their mind. So I would say meditation, meaning sit somewhere where you won't be disturbed, wear comfortable clothing, and focus on something that takes very little concentration, but something that you can fully concentrate on. For example, your breathing. I know people that will stare at a flame, although sometimes it's better if your eyes are closed. And you can focus in many ways. There's lots of meditation music out there. You can focus on the hum in the air conditioner or the trickling of a faucet. But basically, you're going to focus completely on something that takes very little attention from you, and therefore you'll quiet your mind. And when you actually achieve a quiet mind, you'll know, because you'll feel different. It's the only reason you're not happy and at one with your inner being and the pure positive love energy being that you really are inside, is only because you're offering thoughts that don't match it. And it's causing friction inside of you. So when you stop thinking, even if it's just for 2 seconds during a 15-minute meditation, you only really quiet it completely for a few seconds, you'll know, because you will feel better. And so it's just a practice. It's something to just, you'll notice like your mind will bleep on and off and have stuff to say, but you'll also notice that you are watching it, and it makes you realize you are not your mind, and these thoughts you're having, they're just doing their own thing. They're not you. And that's a really important thing to remember, because when you know that and you get good at quieting it, now you can feel good anytime because you can shut it off. And as you practice that in general, not only will you feel better right away, but that feeling will start to become normal. We think that suffering is normal, but that suffering feeling is something that was learned. We learned it over a long period of time as we, grew and hung out with more people who'd been, on planet Earth longer than us and socialized us and blah, blah, blah. But when you were a kid, you were in that state of freedom and happiness like a lot more, most of the time. 95% of the time you were in that space just naturally. So that is actually your natural way of being, and you can achieve it very quickly with meditation if you will be willing to sit yourself down somewhere where you won't be interrupted and dedicate some time, even risk a little bit of boredom. Because once you quiet the mind, you won't be bored. What will happen is when your vibration raises, you'll have all these thoughts that are really exciting to think about come to you. And so it's worth the risk of a little bit of boredom to realize that you can be in complete control of how you feel and at all times. How's that?
Good.